always been in Seder service, or in a synagogue somewhere. So that was precious.
Yes.
Yonatan is the mensch.
I don't know what that means, but I agree.
He's a real Torah scholar.
What is a mensch?
He's a real Talmud scholar, but a real the man's man, a real stand-up guy.
Yes.
Different kinds of stuff. Different strokes for different folks. Alrighty then, we are on the Mount of Olives, and we are to the northeast southwest of Jerusalem. What? East. Okay, right in front of us is the valley that we call, starts with a K.
Kidron.
Right after that, you get the whole city starting with the Temple Mount, right? Yes. Right, so what I want to do, that was just for fun. What I want to do is start us off where we were yesterday when we were on top of the Tower of David Museum. We were on one of the 3 towers that Herod the Great built to protect the northern end of the palace. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to go across the Kidron Valley, and I want you to go to the first, it's almost black, let's say dark gray or black dome. That's the Mosque of Al-Aqsa. Keep going on up the hill until you get to the tallest of the skyscrapers. And so there's a white one and a gray one. You see it? The gray one has the crane on it. That's the national bird of Israel. Pause for response. There is none. We move on.
There was.
Right. So, if you're there at that tallest of the tall white skyscraper, I need you to come back toward me just a little bit. And in between the black or the gray and the white skyscraper, there's a little squatty structure that's made of really old stone. On the left-hand side of that, there are 3 flags that are flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
That's where we were standing yesterday at the Tower of David Museum.
Yeah. See it?
If you're not getting it, I'm going to point at it. You can stand behind me and look down my arm. I promise it works.
You see it, man?
All right? So that's the
I think.
probably.
I was having trouble seeing the flags, but I finally saw them.
Yeah. I don't know. Right, so that's where we were yesterday, and now we've got our, 180, the other side of the city view. So this is what we're going to do next. We're going to identify the valleys. You're already 1/3 of the way there. In front of us is the Kidron Valley, which just starts right up there and flows all the way to the Dead Sea. It's identified in both testaments as that, Kidron. All right, now go to the flag that's right here in the foreground, right behind that white truck. And keep on going until you get over the Kidron, and now you're in the old stuff of Jerusalem, and you see a valley that's going off to the west, kind of curving. That's the Hinnom Valley, or the Valley of Gehenna. Where that comes together now, Kidron and Hinnom Valley, that's an important coordinate, because in that area is the southern end of the city of David. I'm pointing at it with my finger. It's the southern end of the city of David and the Pool of Siloam. All right, now, if you go just a little narrow finger of land, we're going to identify the city of David. Lots of ground clutter, I got that, but just kind of use your imagination. This is about a 12-acre chunk of land. Go from where these 2 valleys come together, the Kidron and the Hinnom, and start making your way toward the right. Stay low, stay low, stay low. If you start going up the hill, that's the western hill we've been talking about. That Hezekiah wall, but not David. We're still in the days of David. Stay low. And you got the city of David that goes all the way up to this area. See the real grassy area where it's starting to turn light colored because the rains are stopping? All right, so go above that big area where there's nothing. It's just kind of dead grass. One little strip of grass that's still green, and come to an ancient wall that looks like it's built on a slant. Okay, that is a part of the defensive structure that guards the city of David. It's been fully excavated. That's where a lot of those boule, or those clay seals, were found that have been identified as all kinds of stuff. Hezekiah, Isaiah, etc. All right, so if you go up above that, find that piece of old wall that's been built sort of on a slant. Go up above that and you see a modern structure that has a bunch of exposed steel girders all around it. Gray steel girders. That's the approximate area of David's and Solomon's palace, identified by Eilat Mazar, who recently passed away. We talked about that as being the area where David looked down in 2 Samuel 11 and saw a woman bathing. Okay, and then that begins the Bathsheba incident. All right, now keep going from there until you come to the road. You see the modern road, cars going on along it. All right, all of that archaeological part there is what we call the southern steps of the southern wall excavations, because it's the southern wall of the temple. If you keep going up, that's the retaining wall of the temple. So we were there on those steps. Do you see the teaching steps there? Jesus taught there, Gamaliel taught there, other well-known rabbinic figures are teaching in that area. Now you get to the southern wall. By the way, there's a bunch of mikvaot there that we saw. Now you get to the southern wall of the temple, correct? What we used to think was the pinnacle of the temple is this corner right here. It's the southeast corner. But we re-identified it because of that inscription to the place of the trumpeting that we found way over on the opposite end. Still the southern wall, but it's the southwestern end. When you start talking southwest, I get really comfortable, right? All right, now jump up on the Temple Mount, and you've got the Mosque of El-Aqsa that has the gray or black dome and roof. If you stretch all that all the way to this end of the Temple Mount and all the way to the other end, that's Josephus's royal stoa, or the Beit HaChanuyot, or the place of the shops that the rabbis talk about, where the buying and selling is done on the Temple Mount. Keep on going into the trees and you're into the court of the Gentiles. Just wrap around all those trees that wrap around the golden dome, the dome of the rock, and you're in our area, the court of the Gentiles. At the Dome of the Rock, at least most people think that's where the holy place was. That was the court of the women, the court of the Israelites, the court of the priests or sacrifice, and the Holy of Holies. Think temple model at the city model over at the Israel Museum a few days ago. All right, now, if you go beyond that, what we were just looking at, you get the Golden Gate, right? In the east wall of the city and the Temple Mount. You see the Golden Gate area? We were on the inside of that yesterday morning. Just follow the wall. Keep going north on the wall, and the first big chunk of stuff that you get that kind of looks like a tower, it's a little bit more fortified, that's the Golden Gate, or the Eastern Gate, or the Shushan Gate, or the Gates of Mercy. Anybody not see it? Just raise your hand real quick. Anybody not seeing the Golden Gate? Okay, that means everybody sees it. All right, let's go back over into the Temple Mount, through those trees, and to the first real big substantial buildings that you get past the trees that are on the Temple Mount. All right, that's the area that we're going to go to today that's called St. Anne's Church, that includes the pools of Bethesda. It's also the area, if you go just a little bit, not much, just a dozen yards or so, further west, you're going to get to the place of the Antonia Fortress. It's the northwest corner of the Temple Mount. That's where the Antonia Fortress is. Again, think the temple model and the city model